And here we go. So, welcome everyone. Welcome back. This is Jazzman once again, and we are watching a game between Alakhami and Poxala, two of probably the better players in the game currently. And as a special guest, we have Alakhami with us in voice chat. So feel free to introduce yourself, talk about what you're playing.
Hello. I'm playing FSST Boghoppers.
That's right, FSST Boghoppers. Not a split you really see in the game at the moment, but we were talking about it just a little earlier, and there does happen to be quite a bit of synergy and effectiveness between these splits. So we see Angel of Chaos out for Poxala. Great early deploy, want to get that Intensify out as soon as possible. And so have you played against Poxala very much, or is he something of a...
we've played quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
He's a solid player. He's probably... I mean, he can play at a quite high level when he wants to.
Mm-hmm. So...
But he's only really good when he plays his electric deck.
Right. And just judging by these first few deploys, it doesn't seem like that's what he'll be bringing today. Although he is FSSP, so there is the potential for that kind of split.
Yeah, he played this deck before. It's collective meta, kind of.
Right. Got Wizard, Warrior...
It's a strong deck.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely a strong deck.
Yeah, I was always interested in trying to play collective style decks, but I don't know, it just seems those hodgepodge mixes sort of too big brain for me. I can never figure them out to a reasonable degree. Sort of like the old ISSP Shaman deck, which Igor used to run.
That was silly of me. I forgot that.
Oh.
So don't repeat that mistake. I forgot that Commando is...
He's amphibious, right.
Yeah.
So he doesn't actually get hit by that tidal wave there. Although we do have the Boghopper Huntmaster coming in with Detect 3. Easy counter for that once he gets into range. Now there is we have Absorb on the Angel and Paralytic Feedback on the Mind Shredder, so that Tidemaster is going to be fairly hard pressed to deal with these champions. So, deploying melee, definitely the right call. As well as keeping that no condo up as much as possible. So that Commando, trying to remember, it has knockout on one of its lines, although we don't know exactly what its upgrades are currently. Might potentially be rushing your top font as well and keeping the pinger in the font instead.
Well, I have the pseudo detect through reset because he's declare hunted.
The declare hunted range. So Thunderfist currently not within 5 spaces. So I'm thinking he's either out of the font or maybe off to the right hand side there. Definitely not in the back. Still no. He's set range.
I think I've ever seen nobody. No, it's not me. I don't think I've ever seen anybody in this voice chat before. Y'all in the match together?
Oh no, we're just recording a game at the moment. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay. My bad. I thought y'all were doing something, just chilling.
Well, that was an interesting interruption. It's fine. No worries. He didn't know. So we see the Gale Force going down, and almost certainly a kill onto that Mind Shredder. 15, and then a hit from Tidemaster. So Tidemaster will get paralyzed. And does unfortunately leave the globe for Poxala to collect. He chooses.
But
Depending
it
on
will
where
be
that commando
quite
is.
uncomfortable for him to collect it
It will be, yeah.
because of the ST bonus.
Yep. Okay. Well, there's Reverberating Blast, stunning everyone up. So all 3 of your champions here are currently crowd controlled. Bit of a nuisance, especially since No Kondo won't work while stunned. It's kind of hoping he'd drag it onto the globe, but it doesn't work that way. And that will be a perfect kill. DOTs will finish it off.
Yep.
So, are you concerned about this position at all? Having your champions be CC'd like that?
Yeah, it's not a very good position for me. I honestly just went for that kill out of I don't know, boredom, I guess. I knew I should have deployed, but I felt like playing aggressive.
Right.
Usually you don't want to play like too intuitively, because that leads to silly decisions.
Yep. I can definitely attest to that. I've made some certain silly decisions of my own. And yep, there we go, see the commando. Yeah. Grabbing that top font, taking advantage. Now Hippo could contest with a relic if he wants. If you have one. You could also grab those 2 globes. Try and make up for the loss of that font, Nora-wise. Have you drawn the blinding reflection at all?
Yep.
There we go. So there's the cleanse on Taunt Master. Spawning some illusions of himself, one of which will collect those globes. But yeah, see, at this point, like, you know, in the game's current state, there is something to be said for just sort of, you know, going for the intuitive play, since we are all pretty much veterans at this point. None of us really have anything left to prove. It's sort of assumed that, you know, we could play seriously if we wanted to, but we're retired now, so we got a few liberties to take advantage of. And there's the Ice Fisher's Hamlet, another relic we don't see very often. Nice cheap 20 Nora for 20 HP font contest. And since that commando is hunted, it's going to be taking some great damage from the Hippo attacks. So barring any spells, although Provision Utility might be annoying if it ever gets an equip.
Ooh, that ruin.
That ruin on that relic.
Yeah.
Probably gonna have to send that Huntmaster up to assist his pet there.
Yeah, that was the plan.
Mm-hmm. And Enforcer holds down the font. Tidemaster taking some hits. Not going to be the end of it quite yet. But the illusions are also in prime position to contest that bottom font with a relic. And unless I missed another stealth deploy, Poxala actually does not have anything else to defend it. But there we see the Gelibrium Nexus coming down. Sort of stave them off. Though it's worth noting that if you do put down a relic there, Nexus will be completely unable to deal with it, having no basic attack to speak of. So nice use of the Beset there, getting behind the commando. Saving a bit of AP compared to having to leap. And the Crushing Charge directly into the font. So despite the early setback, you've managed to equalize for the moment. Spawn Pool Guardian going to heal back that Tidemaster to full HP. Keep him alive for the late game, where a Surge will almost certainly pay off. So what would you say the biggest advantage of running ST Boghoppers is compared to full faction? I know we were talking about this earlier, but just for the benefit of the viewers who might not understand the potential of this split, what would you say is the main advantage to running them splits?
Timothy.
Timothy the Violent. Exactly. Timothy, an extremely powerful hero, just summoning bodyguards for free, having access to soul vitality, and anti-summon as well, you mentioned, that FS doesn't have very much of.
Yep.
So going into, I guess what I would call the mid to late game portion, more like mid game, against an intensified angel and an escalating dusk
this
shaman.
is going to be very difficult.
Yeah.
Dealing with that angel, it's going to be very difficult.
Mm-hmm. Would imagine so. Hunter Walker, 60 HP, absorb. Binding chains. Yep. He's going to heal him up.
He'll have a double tap on with the angel, and then he can attack with Dusk Shaman. The Enforcer might die, but he'll have to use some spell to kill it, if that will kill it.
Yeah, Enforcer, usually a very annoying rune to deal with for such a low cost. And if that Enforcer does survive, the Binding Chains actually is going to be fairly useful versus one with Nora on that Nexus, since it does not proc the immunity. And looks like he's going to cast a Hungry Mire there and pull that Enforcer through the terrain. A bit of extra damage.
He didn't deploy last turn, so he'll probably have enough for a deploy and a spell. Oh,
no.
Decides not to kill him.
Yep. Leaving the Enforcer alive for the moment. Probably planning on a big deploy in that case. Or just a Hongun. That works too. Rotting Blows, effective versus the Guardian's healing. How often do you find yourself summoning Tads with this thing? I feel like the Tads themselves are probably more useful than the pupils that it turns them into, aren't they?
No, the pupils are very good.
Really, that's. Do you use their transform abilities? Do you ever get the chance to do that, or they just get off?
I do.
Huh. Now, I would have thought they'd die or get shattered, ritualed, or whatever before they even have the chance to transform. But Tads, they with coming in with guarded, seems like they would be a nice little benefit. Although good players probably literally never attack the Tads in their original form. And it looks like there's going to be a Gale Force and then maybe a Hydrate or some additional AP. So everyone gains some AP, and that lets the Hippo get a charge hit. Enforcer with the chains. Huntmaster coming in. And 14, 12. This should be a kill. 2 hits from Huntmaster. Do 12. One more from the Hippo will do 8. 20, and barely off by 2. But the coordination tower coming down for that little extra burst of damage. Just enough.
Yeah, I messed this up. Don't repeat. Oh, never mind. I forgot that my Huntmaster has.
Commander?
Yeah, this is not the best game to record, guys.
Yeah,
don't repeat after me.
By the way, I should perfect time to mention that Alakhami is actually the #1 player in the game currently. You wouldn't know it just by watching this game, but he's #1. No, I'm kidding. He is a good player. He's probably one of our best on his good days. But he's already admitted to this being just sort of an intuition game rather than a knowledge game. So we see Zoalt coming down.
Ooh.
It's gonna be tough.
Well,
Void Shield.
Still killed the Angel, but that was like 100, almost 100 Nora just to kill it.
Mm-hmm.
So
and hitting the
not a perfect trade, nowhere near.
Right. And hitting the coordination tower with Arctic Whale, probably not the best order of operations there either.
Yeah.
So we do have a few low HP champions. I wonder if we're going to see a shaman, perhaps? This is one of those times where everyone's sort of low.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That debilitate is so annoying. 4 speed on the Tidemaster. I'm glad that's getting changed. I'm pretty sure debilitate is getting removed from the Dusk Shaman in the revisions patch. So we see the Tad coming out. Yeah.
Shaman is very annoying.
Yeah, triple debuff /DOT on that with the Snaptooth Racial active, Jolt, Soul Tap, and Debilitate just on one hit, and then escalation for when those dots aren't enough anymore. Putting on his best high-ended impression, that sort of champion, stacking up the dots, but so you currently are ceding control of mid, I take it. Just trying to build up for later on?
Well, I'm greedy for value, so I decided to wait on the deploy shaman after I do the swamp teaching on the Boghopper tab. Because it loses HP. Yeah.
That's true. Yep.
And he deployed Zolt. That's an expensive deploy, so he'll likely deploy. He might not deploy anything, or he'll deploy something relatively cheap.
And he's also sort of impeded by his own Hungry Mire there, forcing him to deploy in a more less advantageous position than normal.
Yep.
So popping the coordination tower, and looks like he's just planning on sitting back as well, wasting AP on his Houngan. It is sort of difficult for him to make any progress currently with the way his champions are positioned. Doesn't really have any easy kill opportunities, and the ones he does have are on worthless, well, semi-worthless summons. All the important stuff is at the back.
Yeah, and somehow I'm out-deploying him. Oh.
Not something you'd...
well, most of them are dead, but I have the healing, so... Yeah.
Yeah, usually when you face Forgalar Swamp, Shattered Peaks, Split, or them in their full faction states, you don't really expect to be out deploying the insane value you get from their bonuses, but it does look like that's the way things are going. He does drop a Ritualist, though, to deal with those summons in the back. And SGC moving into the font. One of Rorschach's pet runes. Does come out quite nicely after his buffs in the Forgalar Swamp patch. Probably one of Forgalar's best tanks at the moment. And can put out some surprisingly good damage as well. Yeah, Crusher.
Oh yeah. That's interesting. It's not...
Oh yeah, the
It
Tad.
acts like water and it doesn't... Huh.
Doesn't ensnare him.
Yeah.
Could be due to aquatic, maybe? Never seen that.
I don't know. Yeah, this is also the reason to run it with ST. The flag of OP.
Yeah. I'm really hoping that gets changed in the revisions patch as well. That
yeah, it should.
Good. Definitely the, I guess the closest comparison would be to designate flag bearer on the that one Gaharen General, I think, from SP. And that's like an 80 Nora champion, so you're basically getting that ability for 35 onto any champion you want. Very strong. And just the spot counters to stuff like Distracted and Possessed, along with, you know, AoE 5, Evasive 3, huge value off of that almost every time it's played. See, the Zoalt with its Flame Strike is going to do, well, yeah, pretty much nothing to the
5
SGC.
damage, probably.
Yeah.
No,
6.
6.
Close. So, Veil of the Mind going down. Putting that Crushing Charge on cooldown. Probably not the ideal situation where he'd want to use it. But I'm thinking he's expecting that Nexus to take some hits on its next turn, so might as well get maximum value out of it. So, what exactly are you eyeing up at the moment in terms of threats? Thinking of going in on that Nexus, maybe?
Yeah, I want to kill the Nexus.
Mm-hmm.
There is a problem with it having, well, one with Nora obviously, but the SP bonus giving spell resistance doesn't permit me to.
Mm-hmm. And both of your Gale Forces are also on cooldown at the moment, so no extra threat range there for you. There's also, since it is SP, the potential for rock traps, poison traps, things like that to mess you up. But the detection on the Huntmaster could prove useful in that regard as a sweep. And we also see the Whirling Quarry coming down, taking out that War Banner in the back. Bit annoying. And we do also see the Boghopper Shaman. Nice little global heal for everyone. So everyone pretty much back to full HP. Nice and healthy, nice and safe thanks to Evasive. The Nexus taking some preliminary damage here. Yeah, I do feel like even with the all the buffs that Swamp Guard Crusher can obtain from, you know, Melee Specialist and the Flag, running it in would probably sentence it to death. Rock Trap or no. At this point.
You would sentence it to death?
Yeah, like just running it in and trying to lock down that Nexus would probably not be the best play, because all of this AP saved up. But it is good that you got that Shaman down before that Houndgun started hitting things with Rotting Blows. And Dusk Shaman in the back, just sitting pretty, escalating up. See who manages to out-carry or carry harder, the Dusk Shaman or the Tidemaster. Surge. But looks like, a vertical push. Deadly.
Oh, another Flame Strike.
Yeah, another Flame Strike thanks to the cooldown reduction provided by Invoke. And with that flag, so that actually not only takes the spawn pool out of the fight, but it also puts the flag on its full cooldown. So no more Evasive. Does only get one hit with the Dusk Shaman, and one hit with the Houndgun. But
and it's dead.
Yeah, the DOTs again will take it out. In return, the Nexus does have immunity. So probably not going to get a kill there. Phase shifting on the Dusk Shaman.
This looks like GG.
Think you're going to call it then? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's done.
Pretty tough to come back from this position.
I
Pop
mean,
goes the Crusher.
Zolt is, well, unkillable. Everything
Yeah.
that's at the front line is unkillable. Can reach the Hungan. Yeah.
Mhm.
Both Gales are out. Well, I played it bad, so I deserve
Yeah.
it.
That's true. And I'm not one to pass judgments, but yep, for sure. Yeah, you call in the GG. It was an interesting game, regardless, seeing some interesting runes that we don't normally see, interesting splits. So thanks all for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.